too long and trying to get off work. And we know how it is for any family, but let alone a black family in the city or in the suburbs trying to take care of their family and trying to provide for them.
This is real.
Right? I don't think it's spoke on enough. I don't think there's been enough light drawn to it. Bring it to light. Let people hear about it. Let people learn about what that looks like, and get more people to say, okay, look, like this is going to happen. We have to expect this, and we can no longer make the excuse. You know, we can't say they didn't warn us.
Jason, everybody knows, or it feels as if everyone knows that the time is now. America's paying attention to us. We have their eyes, we have their ears. If you look toward the future, what are you most excited about in terms of seeing a change?
I'm excited about how fast the word is traveling. You know, the word is being spread right now. The biggest athletes, the biggest icons, biggest entertainers are doing their part. But I'm also seeing people out there on the streets doing their part. You know, when so many things got lost, could have very easily got in the in the commotion when it came to protests, and you saw rioting, you saw looting. People still stood their ground, and people still went out there and said, "Look, we're doing this for the right reasons. We're going to come together. We're going to use drones. We're going to use social medias." I feel like this is a new wave of getting things done the right way and just spreading the message.
You're right about that. And you're right. People are spreading the word unapologetically. We out here. We doubling down. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Right.
Yeah, la.
Hey, everybody. I am so excited to welcome a friend, a brother, family member.
Happened in our lifetime. And I remember being at the inauguration in 2008. I made sure I was there. And we voted. In 2016, we didn't vote, Carrie. We didn't vote. And so many people try to make this political. This is not political. Me telling somebody to vote is like telling somebody to pay taxes. So that's one, getting over the stigma of nobody is going to represent our best interest. And then number two, the reality is that the person that gets the most votes doesn't necessarily win the presidency. That's uncomfortable right there, because that's actually what took place in 2016. The Electoral College chose the president. And if you put all of their pictures up, I'm pretty sure they look a lot more like each other than they look like you and I. How about that? And then the third thing, especially in urban environments, Oh man, they create barriers for us, Carrie. It's like you got to jump over the fence, you got to run past the dog, you got to jump on the hood of the car. The lines is 5 hours long. You get up to the pole and they don't work. Elderly people working in the city, while they got the young people who understand technology working in the suburbs. Like these are all systematic things that try to discourage us from voting. And then finally, we don't have a day off to vote. We need to work. So we don't get a day off. It's going to be a full day, and I got to work to pay my bills. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to mail in vote. And you know what you want people to realize? That counts too. So your vote will be counted if you're able to mail it in. So those are a few things that I hope that we can do and mobilize. And shout to LeBron and his team. Shout to you and everybody involved. We will make a difference.
Well, let's talk about more than a vote. There is a Black collective of athletes, of artists coming together and saying voter suppression is a real deal, especially in the Black community. When you just talked about, I got to work, so I can't go vote. And then when we do get in the booth, just in case we don't have to work, do we know who we're voting for? Not only do we have to vote, we got to be educated. And it's not always even about the man who's in office or the woman who's in office for president. It's about your local elections. It's about the people who are your DAs, your state DAs, like the people who actually make change in your community, who will change police brutality, who will make sure that your community is taken care of, who will defund police and hope that they can help you in stopping police brutality. So talk to me about why you decided to be a part of More Than a Vote and what it actually means.
Well, it means a lot to be involved with such an impressive collective as you mentioned. And I said this multiple times, and I know it can be uncomfortable when I say it, but a lot of times we have to get to the root of the issue before we find a solution. And the quote was, I wish America loved Black people as much as it loves Black culture. And this collective, by the way, represents in a lot of ways what's encouraging, but also sometimes disappointing about our role as Black people in America. Because we were brought here as labor and to entertain. And we use those vehicles to get paid and move to the suburbs and be the idols of white kids. And so now that we have this collective, I would say sports and entertainment represent the most powerful group of Black men in the United States. I'm talking about money, power, celebrity, the ability to mobilize, community involvement, their leadership, their intellect. And so to have all of us pull it in the same direction at the same time for anything that we're passionate about is going to be a difference maker, but it's definitely going to be a difference maker.
Are you
in
the
2020
Aquaman?
vote. Because we're going to make sure we inform
Are you the Aquaman wearing the
everybody that they
suit?
can let their voice be heard, and
Oh.
failure is not an option.
Jalen, what does voter suppression look
Oh,
like?
yeah, I'm behind. I'm the
A
fish
perfect
stick.
example took place
I'm
recently.
the Atlantean
Carrie,
fish
in
stick. I was
Kentucky.
bowing down to you, except I
It was
can't
6
actually do
p.m. at
my
night.
idol. Yeah, I'm right
So
here.
many people were standing in line, enthusiastic to vote. And you know what they did? Locked the door.
Trying to get the other
You
Aquaman
know
in
what the
here.
people did?
We need a brawl
They
to see who's
continued
the
to
better
bang on the
Aquaman and which
door.
I should serve.
Continue to bang on the windows. They continue to let it be known.
You
They
know, I
were
need to
not
serve
gonna
one
leave the
Aquaman
premises
and one only.
until they got a chance to
So after
vote.
this, we're going to
And you know what
1v1.
ended up
You and the
happening?
other Aquaman.
They
He,
opened
I think
those
he accepted my friend request
and
too.
allowed those people to vote.
Not sure.
So do
No,
not
he
be
didn't.
discouraged.
I have to add him
These
again.
barriers show you that it matters. And we're here to help you break
I added
through.
him again.
The same thing with our platforms and voices, Carrie,
You
because
accepted.
you know what's going to happen. At some point, Breonna Taylor is not going to be trending anymore. People are not going to be protesting anymore.
I'm gonna get all the
But
Aquaman
it's
in
still
here.
up to us to keep making sure that our voices
Who's the
get
Sunstrider
heard.
though?
And
I need
this
to
is
invite
one way
her
to
or
do so.
him, whoever it is.
Right, and that
I'm not
is
judging
a form
a
of being
gender.
activated.
Oh
Being
yeah, I
an
tried
activist.
adding,
It doesn't
but
have to be
he's not
protesting.
accepting
It
friend
doesn't have to
request.
look like what you think traditionally activism looks like. It's voting. It's that
Yeah.
simple.
We now have to
Holy.
understand, like, this is a critical mass moment for this movement to
Holy, I feel
continue to
bad.
hold up
I wonder who's
as
getting
much
arrested.
steam for as long as possible.
age of technology,
Why?
it should be easier to vote.
No doubt. It's like we call these devices smartphones, but yet I can't vote from it. All of the things that we do in our lives are
Just
in our
say I
phone.
believe
All
in
of
you.
these
You
barriers
saved
are
us many
things that
times.
people will
And
need
just
to
because one person
overcome
didn't get
in
saved,
order to
I still trust
create a
you.
level
Tell
of
them you trust them.
enthusiasm to vote. And again, this is not political.
Just
It's
tell
your
the
right
police that
to
you
do
trust them,
so.
no matter what, because the
And there's
police
so
have
many
saved us
times when
many
you feel
times. And
like
just because of one death
somebody
doesn't mean we should all
may
like
have gotten
attack them.
done
They saved us
unjustly in their
many more
community.
times than one
Pay
person.
attention to who the
Losing one
judges
person
are,
is way
who's running for Senate,
way
mayor,
better than losing
governor.
100 people.
Pay attention.
They saved
Who's running
more
for
people
president.
than
And let's make
losing
sure
people.
in
So, I'm
2020
just saying.
we make a difference.
Why is more than a vote so important and invaluable in our community right now?
Well, because right now, I think we have an opportunity to let our voices be heard louder than ever. Anytime you see the mobilization of white kids holding
Rip
Black Lives Matter
LeBron's, by the
signs,
way. I was
that
never a
means
fan of sports, but
there's
like
a
still.
breakthrough. Now, what happens
13
with
why?
that breakthrough is the next step. You're going to look down in your email, Carrie. You're going to see all of these companies telling you how they're going to work on their diversity, how they're looking themselves in the mirror. They need to make change.
I'm literally gonna follow
Just
you.
like in
You're
sports,
my leader.
right? You look on the field, on the court, all those black
I serve
players.
you. Except I
Further you
sent
get
him a
up,
message to Form because you
it's
know
like
formula, right?
altitude or a ladder. It gets thinner and thinner. And so a lot of people talk about the system being broken. I hate to remind people that it's not broken. It was built this way.
didn't.
And one of our
just
ways
text
to
out
help change the system
information.
is to vote. So that's why more than a vote is so very important, so we can make sure everybody participates and gives themselves an opportunity to let their voice be heard.
I think it's interesting because you talked about black men being very powerful in the U.S. if they're athletes and entertainers, because for so long those have been the only avenues traditionally to create wealth. The NBA season comes back. What are your feelings
you're
on the
walking.
season coming back?
Wait, are you
in the
in like
midst
an
of
emote?
everything that is happening?
I think you'll see players
'Cause it looks weird when you're
challenging
walking.
the establishment more. You're going to see them saying, okay, if you have all of these marketing and promotional deals, how many of them are with minorities? How many people are you
Oh
employing
my God.
in NBA? What about certain
cool.
teams? Who
Is
do you
this new?
have as a minority
Where you
owner?
walk like a warrior?
Or what about the candidates that you have?
It's like
for
you're walking like getting ready
positions
for
of
war.
power? NBA players have
do-
proven.
Wait, you do it while crouching. Do it while crouching. Yeah, I know. Do it while crouching.
Movers and shakers in the game.
Do it while
They're
crouching.
now the dog, not the tail.
Do it while
If they
crouching.
decide not to play,
I want to see
some
what it
of
looks
the
like when you crouch
biggest
and do it.
Social changes and conversations have taken place.
Oh, it doesn't
in
change.
sports
I mean, it does. It moves your
weren't
arm
during
over
the
a
game.
little. Like you're
Colin
blocking.
Kaepernick was
Like you're getting
before the
ready to
game.
block something with your
The
arm.
Ali Summit.
Like
was
look at
a
my
press
arm. It's getting
conference.
movement. It's
So
moving.
they could
My left
mobilize
arm.
if they chose to. But when and if you do play, challenge the league. Black Lives Matter
Like
on
you're
the
getting ready to
jerseys.
block or something.
Continue to make sure that every time people are watching the game, they're also seeing the movement happen.
Jalen, I appreciate you because you are always entertaining and informative at once. I really, truly am looking forward to the NBA season. Thank you for working with More Than a Vote because your voice, your platform, all of it is needed, my friend.
I want
Be
this
safe,
guy. I
okay?
want this Sunstrider to add me.
Yes, ma'am. I love and appreciate you. One call away, always.
Thank you. Love you, brother.
Love you too.
Every conversation that we had today, I hope was helpful for you. I am so grateful to everyone who came on with me to talk about what's going on in our culture and how we need to change. Huge shout out to Jalen Rose, Bun B, Jason Hayward, Yvonne Orgy, and Russ. Their words were inspiring, but
Yo,
also
Jazz.
important and invaluable. I hope your phone is full with all the information that we've been able to place in front of you. Again, you need to check out these resources because they are so important because we want you to vote. That is your voice. It is important. We, the people, want you to vote. So go to morethanavote.org, fairfight.com, and whenweallvote.org. Again, thank you so much for joining us and paying attention because this message, again, is invaluable. I'm Carrie Champion for We the People.
Jazzy.